Good morning, dear students. In today's session, we'll do a quick revision. So let's begin. So we'll revise chapter number 11, that is force and pressure. So force, what is force? Force is a push or a pull. So when we push or pull an object, that means we are applying force. Living and non-living things can apply force. We know living things can apply force, but non-living things can also apply force. For example, earth applies gravitational force. So we can say both living and non-living things can apply force. Examples of force: kicking a football, picking a book, etc. are the examples of force. The international unit used to measure force is Newton. So we measure force in Newton. So our next topic is effects of force. Force has following effects on an object. So when force acts on an object or on a body, it can produce following effects. Force can make a stationary object move or make moving object move faster. For example, if we kick a stationary football, it starts to move. So that means by applying force, we can make a stationary object move. And if a ball is already moving, and if we kick it in the direction in which it is moving, then the ball will start to move with a greater speed. Force can slow down or completely stop a moving object. So force can also slow down or completely stop a moving object. For example, a goalkeeper applies force in order to stop a moving football. So we can say force can slow down or completely stop a moving object. Force can change the direction of a moving object. So force can also change the direction of a moving object. For example, when a batsman hits the ball, the direction of the ball changes. So we can say by applying force, we can change the direction of a moving object also. Force can change the shape or size of an object. So force can also change the shape or size of an object. For example, when we stretch a rubber band, its shape and size changes. So these are all effects of force. Our next topic is types of forces. So there are two types of forces, that is contact forces and non-contact forces. So let's discuss about contact forces. Forces that come into action when two objects or bodies are in contact with each other. So the forces which can show their impact only when two bodies are touching each other, they are known as contact forces. Muscular force and frictional force are the examples of contact forces. So the examples of contact forces are muscular force and frictional force. Now let's discuss about non-contact forces. Forces that do not need a contact or that have their influence without a touch. So the forces which can show their impact on an object even without touching that object, these are known as non-contact forces. Gravitational force, electrostatic force, and magnetic force are the examples of non-contact forces. So these are the examples of non-contact forces. Now our next topic is pressure. So what is pressure? Force acting per unit area is known as pressure. So when we divide the total force acting on an object by the total area on which the force is acting, then we'll get the value of pressure. So the formula for pressure is force upon area. The international unit used to measure pressure is Pascal. So we measure pressure in Pascal. Let's take an example. Let's take a question. So a box exerts a force of 20 Newton on the ground. The box covers an area of 2 meters square on the ground. Calculate the amount of pressure exerted by the box on the ground. So we have to calculate the pressure exerted by the box on the ground. So we know the value of force is 20 Newton and the value of area is 2 meters square. So when we apply the formula for pressure, that is force upon area, so we'll divide the force by area. So that is 20 by 2. So when we divide 20 by 2, we will get the value of pressure, that is 10 Pascal. So that is how we calculate pressure, by applying the formula, that is pressure is equals to force upon area. We'll divide the force by area, then we'll get the value of pressure. And the unit which is used to measure pressure is Pascal. So the answer comes out to be 10 Pascal. Now next topic is pressure exerted by liquids and gases. So liquids and gases can also exert pressure on inner walls of the container in which they are kept. So liquids and gases also exert pressure. Water starts leaking if there is a pore in the bottle. This happens because water exerts pressure over the walls of the bottle. We know water starts leaking if there's a pore in the bottle because water exerts pressure on the walls of the container in which it is kept. When air is filled, a rubber balloon gets inflated from all sides. This happens because air or gas exerts pressure over the inner walls of the balloon. So we know when air is filled in the balloon, its size increases because air exerts pressure on the walls of the balloon. So we can say both liquids and gases exert pressure. Our next topic is atmospheric pressure. So our atmosphere is made of different types of gases. We know our atmosphere consists of different types of gases. Since gases exert pressure, the pressure exerted by air present in the atmosphere is called atmospheric pressure. So the pressure exerted by the gases present in the atmosphere is known as atmospheric pressure. So this is about atmospheric pressure. So this ends the revision session. I hope you must have understood. So thank you for watching.